Hello and welcome to another podcast episode of The Cosmic Tea with me, Kier, your neighborhood. What am I? I was going to say bash, bitch who talks to aliens. So I'm like, if you really saw me walking down the street, you'd be like, maybe I seem chill. I've been told I seem chill. On the outside, whatever. Damn, talk about going down a rabbit hole of being perceived, am I right? To try to think of how, if I'm walking down the street, what are people gonna think about me? I don't know. But I hope you like my earrings, because I do. So anyway, what are you up to? I'll tell you what I'm up to. Whoops, I got cut off. I'm in the library parking lot. Opens in a few minutes, but I gotta tell you, I'm sipping my matcha. Obviously, I went to the Bouscardu first, my favorite little local coffee shop. Got my matcha. I'm in the parking lot. I might not go in today, folks. I love the library. It's one of my happy places. I had the intention of doing a bit of work, but the truth is, let me tell you something. I'm about 8 days out from my period, and this is not the time for me to do anything. Luteal. If you know, you know. My creative flow is a little stuck. I'm overthinking things that if I'm not in this PMS state, I would just bang it out, do it, easy, done, fun, great. But now I could spend 3 hours on something that I'm just going to redo in 2 weeks. So I've caught myself with that. So if I went in, to the library right now, there's a good chance I'm just twiddling my fucking thumbs, because that's how I roll. And I think that a huge part of life, and my ET guide has said this as well, and many other wise people and channels and whatever. I mean, who originally said it? I actually have no idea. Shakespeare? Socrates? Taylor Swift? I don't know. I'll ask Google later. But know thyself. Know thyself. Daryl Anka says that too. He channels Bashar. I'm sure Esther Hicks says it. I'm sure Napoleon Hill, the Law of One, all these whatevers, right? Know thyself. Know thyself. What does that really, really, really mean? You're all right, fine, I know myself. Well, one part of it, which led me to it, is knowing your cycles and just being okay. Knowing your patterns, right? Knowing your behaviors, knowing your intentions, knowing your desires, knowing your dislikes, knowing your whatever, knowing your boundaries, knowing your weakness, knowing your strengths, knowing your triggers. An open curiosity to know thyself is a spiritual practice, period. And I think that that's what, consciously going on the spiritual journey. And I say that for a reason, because it's just, when you could say, oh, someone's spiritual, someone's not. I don't operate in that world, but people speak like that, and it's someone who's never even heard the word spirituality or had any conceptualization of God or religion or whatever, or crystals or whatever, could quote unquote be the most spiritual being ever. There's no. So anyway, when you're consciously okay, I'm doing this spiritual path shit, is it not to know thyself deeper? To know a deeper reflection of yourself? Oh my God, there's a car about to back up into these people. Okay. Wow, it's hopping in the library parking lot right now, because it just opened. Anyway, know thyself. So I know my cycles, and I might not go into the library. And I had a few business intentions, and one of them specifically is to share. Here's another word for share: market and sell. Right? So let's interchange these words so we can take the stickiness out of like selling marketing. Because I know a lot of you listening, whether you're entrepreneurs or not, even as consumers, we can get, project a lot of stuff onto the idea of money exchange and selling and marketing and advertising and putting ourselves in social media or like consuming social media or whatever, right? So one way I wanted to sell/share my one-on-one work for the spring was I had these templates ready to like play with and use in my stories. So I was going to do that in the library. I was going to answer some DMs. I am just like, it's not happening right now where my hormonal cycle is and just what I'm feeling like doing. Now, of course, if it were something urgent, like file a tax document or like have a one-on-one client, like I show up for those things. But I'm very conscious of like, how simple can I let this be? Am I overcomplicating this? Why am I convinced that this has to be complicated and hard and time consuming and like fucking miserable in order to get positive results or growth or feel accomplished or receive income or attention or validation, whether it's creating a piece of content or selling something online, right? So I'm like, all right, how much to make this fucking easy? Because I have PMS brain and I just want to nurture that. So I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to do. I've talked so much about my one-on-ones and I save all of those stories in the highlights. So if you are interested in any of my one-on-one work, go look in the highlights. Wink, wink. And there's really good messaging in there. I'm going to copy paste it, change it around a little bit because I have like a different amount of spots available and stuff. Sit in the bathtub, roll a fatty, listen to Melanie Martinez, and say hey on my stories and like get in the vibration of people I love working with and clients I love guiding. I love guiding and mentoring my clients. Like, I get excited. It's so joyful for me. So I just get in that vibration and then I share my fucking shit on my stories. And I always get DMs and inquiries and then I have conversations without attachment, to needing dollar signs. And this is actually a topic I am going to be addressing in a masterclass coming up in 2024. I know it's 2024 already, but in the Cosmic Class Pass. You may have heard of that already if you're on my IG stuff, but I'm doing a membership coming spring. Spring's around the corner. Cosmic Class Pass. It is everything. Literally, you just buy a pass. You're committed for 12 months. It is $200 or less a month. You get every program I've ever done and every program I put out during your 12-month membership. It's just basically at this point, I'm like ready to be like, all right, you know what I teach. You get it. There's so many programs I have. It's not necessary to continue to do these like open, closed doors launch. I just want to work with you and I want to work with as many people as possible in the ways that I do best. And I do best in live like group coaching calls. I do best teaching Kundalini. I do best working one-on-one. And so with the Cosmic Class Pass, it's group programs and master classes, and you just know you're going to get it. And I love getting feedback from people working with me. Like when you're in there, I like knowing what's going on. What do you want? How's your business going? You don't even have to be a business owner, Anyway, okay, so one of the masterclass pieces is taking the attachment off of your clients and your audience, taking the pressure off them, taking the dollar signs off them. okay? And I'm speaking to maybe a little dark, shadowy part of you. And I know that because I've had it. I've been in a place where I need money and I associate I need to get clients to make money. And that's an icky feeling for everyone involved. And I felt it once and I was like, and it happened more so by the time I got online. I had been doing one-on-one readings and workshops in person, and as income, as like I was transitioning out of my full-time nanny work and like wanting to replace that income with this intuitive work and channeling that I do. And I knew if I had X amount of people in this class, that would cover a week of nannying and so on and so on. And I started to attach, like, I need more people, and like marketing with that intensity. And it always repelled. Always. It would work like at first, and then it would burn out my nervous system because of all the stories and attachment and fight, flight, and like it takes, wow, there's so many people almost hitting each other, or like with cars in the library parking lot. But anyway, to actually neutralize all your shit around money and selling and healing so that you're not projecting all of it onto clients and selling and showing up online, and like the rejection wound, like you post the link to your stuff and oh my god, no one clicks it, what does that mean? None of that. You don't need, like, it's normal to have that, but that's what fries out your nervous system. That's what takes you on the roller coaster, you know what I mean? So excited to do a group program or masterclass on that topic. Yeah. What else is happening? I've just missed chatting. There's just an ebbs and flows to life, Sometimes there's more of a consistency in this department and sometimes there's not. And really, the less I attach to it and use it, right, for future projections or fear, have to label it as like, well, I'm going through grief, so this is happening, or this, or this, or this. It's all good, It's a part of it. And I trust that my life cycles, whether it's hormonal, what's going on in my life, and I am going through some like gnarly fucking shit right now with my best friend breakup. So of course it's affecting my energy flow, my creative flow, but I'm good with shifting thanks to that Kundalini. So I just don't come from a paradigm where my business expects me to like push through anything. I'm not saying that when it gets down to it, I do the thing. That's why I'm here. That's why I like teaching this, because I do the thing, the entrepreneurial thing. I always have. But, yeah, and I ramble. And I sit here and I talk about myself, and I get a little insecure about that. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?